Now in today's lecture, we have to see the design of the bevel gear. In the previous lecture, we already discussed about the design of the spur gear, then design of the helical gear. You have to refer the previous videos regarding the spur gear and helical gear. And today we will discuss about the design of bevel gear. Now spur gear and helical gears are normally used to transmit the power from one shaft to another shaft where both the shafts are parallel. But bevel gears are used to transmit the power when two shafts are at an angle. There is no necessity that both the shafts must be in parallel to each other. So that is the most fundamental difference between the spur helical gear and use of the bevel gear. So bevel gears are used where you have to transmit the power at any angle. So here similar thing is there. You have to go for similar things. Same thing is there. You have to refer the strength of the bevel gear. This is the Buckingham equation for bevel gear, where you have to use the formative number of teeth as used in the helical gear, and you have to add one additional parameter, that is L minus B divided by L, where L is the slant height of the pitch cone or cone distance. Cone distance, because bevel gear is used to join the two shaft, like the shaft is at an 90 degree. So this is the one shaft axis, this is another shaft axis, and here we are formulating some cone. So pitch cone is the L, that is the also called as the cone distance, and that is dg by 2 square plus dp by 2 square, where dg and dp are the pitch circle diameter of the gear and pinion respectively, where gears are the driven and pinion as the driver. And velocity factor for this with the precision and normal cutters you can use for the bevel gear in this way. And Lewis form factor Vides you have to use. So Vides you have to use the formative number of teeth as calculated in the helical gear. So this is the fundamental difference between the design in things where you have to use the additional factor L. And L can be used like this. And then you have to put B as 10 times B as L by 3. Put B as L by 3 here, just have to see. And calculate the L and then put the value of L here. Then find the module, and then based on the module, you can choose the B and L respectively. And here you have to see Lewis form factor dash formative number of teeth TEP, and this is TEG, and theta P1 is the pitch angle for the pinion, and theta P2 is the pitch angle for the gear, and theta is the total angle between the shaft, theta S. So this is bevel gear is used to connect the shaft at an angle. In case of spur gear and helical gear, theta S is considered as 0. From these things, what you have to do, you have to find out the equivalent number of teeth on pinion and equivalent number of teeth on gear by using this equation. TP sec theta P1 and TG sec theta P2. P1 is theta P1 is for the pitch angle for the pinion and pitch angle for the gear. And from these two equations, you can easily find out theta P1 and theta P2. And if it is given, theta S is given, and sum of theta P1 and theta P2 is theta S. And that is the angle between the two shafts. So this is how you can find out the equivalent number of teeth on pinion and gear. And this is the standard proportion: addendum, dedendum, clearance, working depth, and thickness. You can easily find out where M is the module. And checking of the design under the dynamic load, same equation as used in the spur gear. If C is not given, you can easily calculate from the modulus of elasticity of the pinion and gear material. And if it is given, then you can directly use the C in this equation as we have used in the previous example. And then check the design for the wear load by modifying the equation for bevel gear like this. WW is equal to dP into B into Q into K divided by cos theta P1. And here you can use this equation, additional factor is this for WS. And for calculating the Q ratio factor, you have to use the equivalent number of teeth rather than normal number of teeth. K is not given, you can use from the endurance limit. And same way, you can check WS, WD, and W as well. Now here you have to see, let me see one example so you can easily clear about how to go for the systematic design procedure of the bevel gear. So here you have to see the data. A pair of cast iron bevel gears are connected to shaft at right angle. Right angle means theta s is 90 degrees. The pitch circle diameters of pinions and gears are given. The tooth profile of gears are 14.1 degree composite and allowable static stress is also sigma 0 is given. If the pinion transmit power is given, at which you have to design the bevel gear with the RPM. So you have to design the bevel gear and check the gear under dynamic and wear load. Surface endurance limit is given sigma E. Just you have to see here. And modulus of elasticity for both the gears, as both the gears are of cast irons, they are given. EP and EG is given. So it may be used to find out the K, as K is directly not given. So in the subsequent slide, you have to list it out what is given. Theta S dP, try to convert it into meter, 14.1 degree pressure angle, and sigma static stress per pinion and static stress per gear is same. Power is given in watt. RPM in pinion is given 1100 RPM, and endurance strength is given for the gear material with modulus of elasticity for pinion and gear material is same as we have discussed in the previous slide. In the step 1, what you have to do? Module you have to take, you have to calculate and V L by 3. Initial calculation is V and check and select the appropriate CV. Based on this value of this CV, you have to select the equation for calculating the CV. Then theta P1 is equal to 10 inverse PR, velocity ratio 10 inverse dP by dG, as dP by dG is given, directly can take. And theta P2 is equal to 90, as 90 is the total angle, so obviously no need to calculate theta P2 is equal to 10 inverse 1 upon VR dG by dP. Directly can take by subtracting with the 90. So theta P1 is there, theta P2 is there. That is the initial calculation. Then in the step number 2, you have to govern the Lewis equation of beam strength. For that, you have to see TEP, equivalent number of teeth on gear. By this equation, equivalent number of teeth on gear and pinion both in form of M, as M is to be calculated. So try to put it in form of M. Same way, Lewis form factor for equivalent number of teeth. And try to put all the equations are in form of M, because M is to be calculated. So at the time of governing the Lewis equation, we are directly calculating the M. L is equal to this one, and load is equal to WT, tangential load is equal to power divided by velocity into service factor. Ideally, you have to take service factor as 1, and L is to be calculated from each circle diameter of the gear and pinion both, and that is already given. And from that, you can calculate the WT also. Then in step number 2, just have to govern the equation. TP and TG is there. You can calculate M by putting all the values in this equation in y dash form, y dash P, and try to calculate M, B and L, and then checking for the dynamic loading where W has to be more than WD with this usual equation. And for wear load, you have to see theta P1 is the additional parameter that you have to add that is not used in the spur gear, and ratio factor you have to calculate by using the equivalent number of teeth, and you have to calculate the K. As sigma ES is given, lesser angle is given, and P and EG is also given in megapascal. And then use this K because directly not given, so you have to calculate it and use this K here. Just you have to see. Get WW, and WW should be more than WT for the safe design. Otherwise, the design is not safe for the wear load. So this is about the wear load checking. And step number 4, you have to prepare the result table. So these are the usual types of the bevel gears depending upon the angle. So in figure A, you can see the 90 degrees there, and this is the slant height L. We are considering it as on height, and depending upon the angle, it may be changing. So you have to see it is more than 90 degrees. So this is the one shaft. This is the another shaft. The shaft may be at any angle, and for that, transmit the power from one shaft to another shaft, bevel gears are used, and to transmit the power from two parallel shafts, spur and helical gears are used. So this is about the usual form, normal form. Then miter gear on 90 degree, exactly just have to see. Even this one is same with the theta P1 is equal to theta P2 is equal to 45 degree. They are called as the miter gear and ground gear for less than 90 degree. And this is the type of the internal bevel gear. So this is about the different types of the bevel gears used. So meter gears are having equal bevel gears, equal teeth with equal pitch angles and connect to shaft whose axis intersect at 90 angle, as we have seen in the previous slide in the figure about the miter gears. And angular bevel gears, when bevel gears connect to shaft whose axis intersect at right angle, at an angle other than a right angle, then they are called as the angular bevel gear. Other than right angle, any angle, maybe less, maybe more, they are called as the angular bevel gears. And miter gear are serve the special case of the angular bevel gears. So this is about some concept of the bevel gear. Also, you have to see about the ground bevel gear. When bevel gears connect to shaft whose axis intersect at an angle greater than right angle. If the angle between the two shafts is greater than right angle, then it is called as the ground gear. And one of the bevel gear has a pitch angle of 90. Then it is known as a ground gear. Just have to see here. Intersect at an angle greater than right angle. And one of the bevel gears have a pitch angle 90 degree. Then it is called as the ground gear. And when teeth on bevel gears are cut on inside of the pitch one, as we have seen in the last figure of the previous slide, then they are called as the internal bevel gears. Sometimes in a specific application, internal bevel gears are used to transmit the power from one shaft to another shaft. And this is about the additional example for the sake of practice, where you have to design a pair of bevel gears having right angle and transmitting 9 kilowatts, in which you have to calculate the module in gear diameters with the below data, where both the materials are different, having sigma 0 is also different, the profile is same, but NP and NG are different. So depending upon that, you have to choose velocity ratio and diameter, each circle diameter and other things, and whichever is weaker, based on that weaker part, you have to use the Wides Lewis form factor, Wides based on the formatted number of teeth for the weaker section. And based on the weaker part, you have to design the gears when both the gears are having different parameters. Then weaker section, weaker gear is to be considered for the purpose of design. And ideally, driven part means gear is considerably weaker. So this is about the bevel gearing. In the next lecture, we have to see the design of the worm gear. Thank you.